I can be mistaken for Steve. I was actually asked if I was Jack Black at
Double.
the movie theater. If the moral of the story, if there is one, the message for a movie about a game where you sit at home and be creative in a fictional digital meta world is to take that creativity out into the real world and try to be creative in the real world. So I think that's a good moral, a good message to have, a good
Good message.
strong theme. And again, coming into the theater, I was excited to see kids that were 14, 15, 16 years old outside. Like, not, they weren't outdoors, they were in a movie theater, but in a social place, doing social things
With other people.
with other. None
Yeah.
of them were staring at their phone screens. They were talking to each other. They were shouting stuff at the movie screen, behaving silly and goofy and laughing and run up and down the theater aisles.
Having fun as kids should.
And it just felt like I had not seen groups of 14 and 15-year-olds like that. I felt like I don't think I saw my kids' generation do it that much. And to see these kids out doing that in groups, it's like it made me nostalgic for when I was 15 and 4 or 5 of my friends would go to the movies or go to the mall or go out just riding a bicycle to somewhere before we had a driver's license. And when we got cars, we just drive around until we got lost and laugh about dumb things. And the moral of the story is, even though it's about a game where you sit for hours building a fictional world, to take that out into the real world and express your creativity there. So that is
Yeah.
a strong message.
And I think the message too, and like you're saying, we're seeing kids out doing this and enjoying time with each other, even if they're
Yeah.
watching a movie. That's kind of that deeper message there that, hey, play in the game, but then like you said, take it out in the real world, but do it with your friends. It's very much a party based, team based movie. You've got your friends that you've made, and now even all the characters, even Jack Black at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah.
Goes back to the real world, and
Yeah.
so yeah, like spend time in that digital world with your friends, but make sure you're getting out into the real world too. So I
Yeah.
think that was a good message that they
Yeah.
had.
Because he becomes like good friends with Garrett.
Yeah,
Because Garrett doesn't have any friends either. He's stuck in his own small 80s digital world. He's still playing arcade games. The game that he plays is very much a takeoff of Double Dragon from back in the day. And he's still obsessed with that. And he's very alone in that. And Steve is alone in his completely fictional world where he can create anything. And they all find friends and they find reasons to go out into the real world and do real things. If you're going to have a message, that's a better one than a lot of the messages that have been trying to get
yeah.
across.
And especially from a video game movie to say, hey,
Yeah.
video games are great, but go out and use your
Yeah.
creativity in the real world is pretty epic, I think, for a video game movie.
Yeah. And like Minecraft is kind of like a digital version of playing with Legos. Travis knows a lot more about playing with Legos than I
Oh
do.
man,
Yeah.
don't get me started on Lego. But yeah, I think Minecraft is one of those. Like both of my kids played Minecraft. I played Minecraft back on my PC when it originally came out and before anyone knew what it was.
Yeah.
Before it got big. But there's so much creativity that goes into it. And
Yeah.
there's a level of like kids wanting to get on the internet and research, like how do they build that, or how do they make this do that? His machine in the movie that
Yeah.
pours lava on the chicken, and you can do that in the game, but you've got to learn the um, how to do that, the science
Yeah.
per se, the engineering behind it in the Minecraft world. And so it's one of those games where we monitor our kids, like go outside sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's one of those games that you don't mind your kids playing because there's so much level of creativity to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they captured that in the movie.
And I feel like this movie, the message is similar to the Lego movie message. Like, this is fun, but be social with it and use it
Yeah.
as a way to become more social. Don't just hold yourself up with these things, which is a good message. And I was reading a lot of articles about because I don't know, I don't remember the last time a movie, because we're pop culture guys. Travis has own website where he does reviews for families and parents, like to tell you what's in a movie and
Yeah.
also how he thinks about the movie. I'm here with the Nerd Champs talking about nerd genre stuff all the time.
We know our nerd stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time a movie overperformed like this, where it came in with projections on the high end of 80 and we're at 157. Usually, I remember when movies were big and had big opening weekends, but they're always projected to have big opening weekends.
Right.
You know, this one came in almost being talked about as if it was going to bomb,
Yeah.
and it's done anything but.
Yeah. I don't know that we've quite seen anything like that, at least since before COVID.
In the tie-in marketing, I saw you already had a video about the McDonald's tie-in. I don't.
Yeah. Around the world, around the U.S., but I mean,
Yeah.
here where I live, we found out last night that the McDonald's is here don't even have the meal toys anymore that come in those Minecraft, and those are adult meals. They still have the Happy Meal toys, but they don't have any of the adult ones,
Wow.
which is that's crazy because they only came out like I don't know Monday or Tuesday of earlier this week, and so they're already sold out, which is crazy and to me.
And that's insane that they had some. And I don't remember McDonald's. Well, McDonald's, I've never seen them do an adult themed meal tie-in. Happy Meals have been around forever. You know?
Right. They've just started these last few years to do a here and there an adult tie-in. They did one 2 Christmases ago with
Okay.
they had McNugget. Like, do you remember the McNugget buddies back from a long time ago?
Oh
They
yeah,
had like an adult meal with some adult ones of those, uh, and so they've done it a few times, but
yeah.
it's still relatively new. Yeah.
But I haven't seen a movie tie-in at McDonald's that was this good in a
Mm,
long time. And
yeah.
I read an article that this was the biggest multi-company tie-in promotion that Warner Brothers has ever done. And keep in mind, folks, Warner Brothers released the Barbie movie. So this has
Yeah.
more product tie-ins. I mean, I was just at Myers earlier today, and there was an end cap of Frosted Flakes that was Minecraft Frosted Flakes. Uh, you're going to be seeing Minecraft on everything for a while.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's great marketing. Yeah.
It is. I think the differences maybe with the Barbie movie, it being a PG-13 rated movie and this being PG, could make it maybe where they could tie it in more with kids. I mean, they had some
Yeah.
toys with the Barbie movie, but I felt like it was a little more geared towards older teenagers and adults. But they've definitely done a lot of marketing on this for sure. I've seen Minecraft on everything.
And a lot of these articles were talking about how the market was starved for a film that you could take your family to, that people felt like you
Yeah,
could take your family, like a family could go, or you could let your kids go and you wouldn't have to worry about it. And that is just so insane in a world where the
yeah.
live action remake of Snow White was released
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. And that's not been very successful at the box office from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I felt like the last big family like cartoon type family. I mean, Inside Out 2 made a lot of money,
Yeah.
uh, but I don't know that if we had something big since then.
No.
Um, I don't think so. And Snow White obviously didn't do well. I think Stitch will do well
Yeah.
uh, next month.
Stitch looks great. And I think hopefully Disney can take some lessons from what Warner Brothers is doing here.
Yeah,
This movie is carrying a message. It's not carrying the message, the Hollywood message that has kept people away from embracing Disney films for a
yes,
while now. So,
yeah. And I think Disney getting Bob Iger back in there is probably been good for them too.
yeah.
Maybe he's kind of calming things down a little bit. At least the people that are on my website, that's what they're looking for. They're afraid of Disney movies now almost.
Yeah.
Like what's going to be in this?
Yeah, what are they gonna try to push?
Yeah,
What is
what
the
message?
moral? Is this a moral that we can all agree on? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And no matter how divided the world becomes, you can still teach children simple truths that are universal that we can all agree on, like creativity is good and being social is better than not. You know, those are the simple easy things, like that is the whole message of this, and it couldn't be less controversial. There's nobody who's going to stand up and say I'm offended because I think creativity is bad and we should have no art or
Right.
self-expression or fun. Nobody's going to say that. And so
Right.
yeah, if you just make that your message, and there are messages like that, and you don't have to attack a different message like this Snow White. You have to attack the traditional message of a love story and finding fulfillment and love, as if there's something wrong with that. I mean, that didn't used to be a controversial message. I guess it has become one. You're not
Yeah. Yeah. I think some of that negative publicity that their actress for Snow White gave out
yeah,
really hurt them. And she and maybe the director, I don't know, I've not seen Snow White, but
yeah,
she especially didn't understand the power in Snow White. There are some of those Disney female heroes that are the hero, and they go out and they fight the battle, and they do the thing and they rescue people. But there's also some of those Disney females, and it's the same with males,
yeah,
that their strengths lie in other things, like being a loving, caring person that is just a genuinely good soul, and that wants more traditional, I guess,
yeah,
role as a female or male. But
yeah.
it hurt them.
Not only did they take that lesson out of Snow White, but they had her out there attacking that lesson as if there was something wrong with it.
Something was wrong with it, and so
Yeah,
you've ostracized part of your audience.
right. And then something like this, you could say something uncontroversial, and you don't have to say anything bad about anything else, and everybody can go have goofy fun. It really, again, it is not War and Peace. It's not even Inside Out too, folks. you know?
Yeah, this really felt like a movie from a previous generation where we didn't have all of that. That was
Yeah,
that helped trying to
yeah.
do. Yeah,
Just some silly references, tagline jokes. If I think you can have a good time if that's, and I do encourage you, if you think you're at least a little bit interested, go see it in a theater. Go see it in the next week or two when it's still sold out, because I feel like this is a communal experience type
yeah.
film.
I definitely think you'll get more out of it seeing it with people who are willing to laugh and enjoy the kind of, I don't know, off the wall, zany,
Yeah,
and some dry. There's some dry humor in there, I guess. Slapstick humor.
with ticket prices of movies being so high, not a lot of comedies come. They don't even come out in the theaters anymore. A lot of them are direct to streaming. Even like big names like Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell, they have movies that just come
Yeah,
straight to streaming now. And I know at $20 a ticket or whatever, you want to see car chases and explosions. You want to have a thrill ride because it's so expensive. But
yeah,
comedy is better observed in a large group because laughter is infectious.
it
And
is.
so uh, I would definitely, I'm not going to say it's 10 out of 10. It's the biggest, most moving story that you'll ever, but I will say that you will have, if you go in with an open attitude, knowing what you're going to get to, you'll have fun.
If you know you're going in for a silly ride, if you're not going to be worried about everything making sense, then you'll enjoy it. And I think it's one of those movies that too, and you may feel this way or you may not, but once it is out, like on streaming and stuff, I don't think it'll be one that I watch and enjoy as much. Like enjoying
Yeah.
the first time in the theater with people who are really into it and really laughing about it
Yeah.
is going to be different than rewatching it and being with just by
Yeah.
yourself or with a few people.
Yeah. This I'm not going to be able to recapture that by myself because again, I'm not going to get even though I was there and somebody pointed them out to me, I don't remember all of them. So like the references and stuff are just going to zip by me if I'm not in a group. And even if you're into those references, this is always, I think, something that would be more fun if you've got a group of friends and you're all into that to watch with your friends again as a memory of what you watched.
Yeah, and definitely too. I think even kind of like Napoleon Dynamite, and thinking back when I watched that in college, when you've stayed up too late and you're sleep deprived, it's going to be even funnier. It's going to be even more funny, and you're going to make memories being stupid with your friends and stupid stuff that happened that night when you watched it.
Yeah. You can have inside
Yeah.
jokes based on lines and stuff like that. That's
Yes.
and it's movies are like we need these kind of movies too. Not everything can be Citizen Kane. We don't want everything to be Citizen Kane.
We
So
don't. We don't. We don't.
yeah,
And
somebody
and
should tell
I
Martin
think
Scorsese.
yeah, and I think I mean, the target audience. I think they've hit it. I mean, my oldest didn't go with it, me, but my youngest, who's fixed to be 11. I mean, she just loved it. She's like, this was pretty good. And I was like, good.
She loved it, and the 14, 15-year-old dudes that were in the theater would be loved it, and then the kids on their prime date, they're like they got to be 16, 17 years old. They had a great time. They the whole aisle next.
And those kids have been old enough. And I'd have to go back and look, but I mean, I had it before moving to where I am now. I mean, they're old enough to have grown up with it, like have it since they were old enough to play video games. It's been around, and it's
Yeah,
not. It's one of those games that's seems timeless because it's never went away. I mean,
right.
it's still here after all of these years, and I think it still will be for many more years.
For these kids, Minecraft to them is like Mario to us.
Yes,
It was
yes.
always there. It's foundational to what a video game is
And
to
with the
them.
access to have it on phones and stuff, and I can't. My kids can play it on their phone, but I can't. I have to have a controller or a mouse or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But getting it on your phone, you can play it on anywhere on the go. Like it's, I mean, it's a worldwide phenomenon.
I would encourage people give it a shot. I had fun, and you'll have fun seeing all the kids have fun. Like, as long as you're not a curmudgeon who hates to see
Yeah.
younger generations enjoy
It's
something.
the people that very much dislike Jack Black
Yeah,
and maybe Nacho Libre style stuff, like you avoid the theater, but everyone
yeah.
else go and
Yeah,
have
if
fun.
you don't find Jack Black funny, if you didn't like School of Rock and you don't like him in the Jumanji movies and you don't think he's funny, then you're not. This is very heavily Jack Black doing Jack Black stuff. He's not stretching his range here. He's
And it was interesting to see him play off Jason Momoa. Like
yeah,
I don't think that's ever. I don't think they've been in a movie together,
no,
but that was they worked well together.
yeah, yeah. Jason Momoa was stretching his range. This could not be
Good.
more
Yeah.
different from Kyle Drago. This is not,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is not Drago. This is not uh Aquaman, but
Yeah. He was very different.
yeah, he showed off some really good comedy chops though. He's very funny in this, I thought.
I think he got most of the kind of throwback lines to Napoleon Dynamite, like the tater tot stuff and the
Oh
llama
yeah.
stuff.
Uh,
Uh,
oh,
and I was
tater
like, I
tots,
don't. I've
old
never
Bob.
wanted tater tots on pizza before, but I want to try it now.
Yeah. Oh, and then like just Jason Momoa wailing in his car along with Skid Row singing Remember Yesterday. That
Yeah.
was I'll Remember You. He was singing I'll Remember You along to Skid Row. That was hilarious, man. He was going for it.
Yes.
He is not
And
afraid
every
to
time he
show it.
he put his glasses down, like his sunglasses,
Yeah.
I was like,
So,
what? This is
uh
over the top. He was good.
I've mentioned a little bit, but tell everybody where to find you on the internet, Travis.
I am on the internet at withtravis.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube there, and also at Build with Travis.
All right. And I am Dan. I am one of the Nerve Champs. I'm actually not Steve, but I can be mistaken for Steve. I was actually asked if I was Jack Black at
Double.
the movie theater.
You could be a double. You could be a double.
So anyway, again, I'm one of the Nerd Champs. You're at the Nerd Champs. We are also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those places. Like, share, subscribe. Go check out Travis's stuff and do that too. And we'll see you next time.